it is about the mechanisms of having that consistent effect and that, that flow on being seen on your social media. Understanding what type of content is going to be efficient for your business to grow. Engaging for your Instagram is really important, but the algorithm really is based on how people are interacting and utilizing the platform and how it works.
Welcome back to another episode of Keys to the Queendom. I am Tamara Maya, and with the help of my incredible guest, I'm on a mission to lift the curtains on all the secret tips, tools, and strategies I wish I had known while building my first business. So if you are ready to unlock your full potential, welcome to the Queendom.
Welcome back, guys. Keys to the Queendom. My name is Tamara, and this is all things to do with Instagram strategy to help scale your business. I was reflecting about what this episode was going to be about because there's so much I can talk about when it comes to Instagram and strategies, but I'm going to really speak from this almost broad perspective and give you guys some really big key things to really take on board now so that you can start to see the changes in your business already. But I find that a lot of people have this stigma that Instagram is just a social thing. But I want you guys to see and think about this. If you go to a job and you're sitting at your job desk, typing on the computer and spending time on it, that is your business. That is your job, right? And if you are in the online space, you need to understand that social media needs to have time and energy in it for your business to grow. So if you have this energy around Instagram and feeling icky about it, and I don't want to, put up a post, I don't want to spend time making a reel, I don't want to show up on my stories, it's your job. It's your duty. If you want to be in the online space, you need to see it as your shop front. I had a really perfect example, and I think this is really irrelevant, but think about a coffee shop, right? You go to buy your coffee at a coffee shop, but then there is, no coffee being displayed. Doesn't make sense, right? You go to a coffee shop, and there in the front shop of that coffee shop, you can see all the different types of coffee. You can also see all the different types of food products they have. You can see that they're advertising their coffee shop very well from a forefront perspective. Now, your Instagram is your shop front. It's your coffee shop. So you need to put energy into it and see it as a really positive thing. Now, that's the first thing when it comes to really understanding Instagram. I really want you guys to be aware and just embrace the energy as how you see it. Now, my business, 95% is made from Instagram, my sales, because I promote on there a lot. Now, the second piece to my Instagram strategy is also understanding that it is a consistency game and also a repetition game. Because there is so much noise happening out there right now. One post is not going to cut it about a launch. 2 posts or 2 stories is not going to cut it for you to promote your launch, your offer, your business, whatever it is. So it's really important that you have a strategy around understanding that it is about the mechanisms of having that consistent effect and that, that flow on being seen on your social media. Yeah. And a lot of people feel like there's almost this like misalignment or a bit of a block that people have. But I really want you to see it from a different perspective. It is your job. People need to see you on a regular basis to remember from also like a psychological place that you are here to do X, Y, and Z. They need to be reminded because there's so many people out there now using social media. I can tell you now that I can easily get distracted by cats and other things on social media. So it's important for you to see that the repetition of promoting your business is really crucial. Now, the second part of this is understanding what type of content is going to be efficient for your business to grow.
Hey
Hey guys, real quick. Have you ever been stressed out or stuck on a problem you just can't seem to figure out, and then a friend or a mentor comes along with like a fresh perspective and shows you a solution that completely changes the game for you? I'm smiling right now as I say this because I know I've had a ton of these moments while building my businesses and remembering back to all the people I have been helped by, which gets me so excited. So I want to pass on the information here and give you guys a favor to build this Queendom community. Whatever platform you are listening on, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button and tune in every Wednesday, because you just never know when you will hear that special something that completely changes the game for you. And when it happens, make sure you leave behind 5 stars so we know our efforts are making an impact. I love you guys. Let's get back into it. Because again, I'm a business coach, and there's so much that I do in business that can be really broad, but I narrow it down to, 5 main topics: content, sales, marketing, mindset, and leadership. So they're macro topics. And so if you guys are a business, it's understanding what macro topics you have and bringing it down and niching it down to micro topics. So of course, all of the things that you see on my social media, has a huge, broad business perspective, but I narrow and niche it down and get really specific on what I'm promoting as well. Now, you probably are asking, Tamara, how do I, create a post about, the mindset of squatting? You can be so clear and so specific, and you can start to really engage with your current clients and start to see what helps them to squat. Start to really get clear on the conversations and what you witness on a day-to-day basis in order for it to become a really compelling content piece. It may not be that broad, the mindset of a squat or how to squat mindset. It's like how to actually get fucking good at squatting with the winning mindset, as an example. That was just something that came off the top of my head. But it's really seeing your ideal client and understanding as well what their struggles are and how you can make it really easy for them to understand. That is another thing that when it comes to Instagram, we want to train our followers from a perspective of, if this person was to come to my feed and learn from me, if they're a little puppy, they're not going to know, how to use Instagram. They're not going to know much about me. So we want to train our followers and getting them to know who we are, what we do, from 3 different ways of looking at it. I always say to my clients, it's about the value we give. It's about being an authoritative, so showing our expert, and also creating content that becomes engaging and relatable, which is all about connection, right? So if you can see it from those 3 things, it's like, how am I being, engaging from a perspective of connecting and being relatable to my ideal client? The next question is, how am I being an authority and showing my expertise through educational posts? And lastly, how can I really give value and nurture them and educate them from a different persona of not like I'm always selling, but more about quick tips, quick hacks, tag your friend here, or something that's just going to change their life or make their life easier, or let them walk away with the, wow. Yeah, I really get this. I understand this. I can so relate to this. Wow, I wish I knew this before. So that is something really important to understand when it comes to your Instagram. Now, very much like a business, if you had a shop front, you have to interact, right? You have to speak to your audience. You have to engage. And again, from a perspective of, what we want them to do, it's important for us to reflect, are we doing the same? I'm really big on engaging with my future or ideal clients, with my followers, because it's also building trust and rapport, but it's also important that they know you are human. You wouldn't walk into a shop front and, engage with the coffee man and he just sits there and says nothing. You're not going to go back to that shop front. It's the same with your Instagram. If you're not engaging with people reaching out to you or commenting you or going on your stories or actually having, conversations in your DMs, they're going to forget about you. They're going to put you in the friend zone, and they're just going to be like, oh, she actually doesn't really seem very nice. Or maybe she's not very chatty, or maybe X, Y, and Z. They're going to put, a sort of persona on you. Engaging for your Instagram is really important. And I find a lot of people forget about this because they'll put a post up and then they kind of just go to bed. But it's really crucial that you're active on social media each and every day so that you build rapport and you get people to see you and also be able to be reminded that you're there and actually learn to love you. You know, we all have different characteristics and personalities, and that is what people get to really will buy into. It's not always about how good you are at something. It's how they can actually connect and relate with you, you know, and that's a lot of the times I have found my clients have been able to, you know, come into my container. A lot of them are younger versions of myself. It's based on like the interaction and what I've been able to bring forward into my social media and how I've been engaging and speaking to them that they know and get to like and trust me. As I'm speaking, I'm just putting my charger on because my computer is about to die. Now it's not. But yeah, so again, reflecting on what I've just said, your Instagram is your shop front. Your quality of content has around the value, the education, and bringing yourself as an authoritative figure and bringing something that's relatable and lifestyle-like. You know, let people see the human side of you. I used to, you know, for a while, because I went from, you know, life coaching to business coaching, I felt like I had to always be so serious, but I'm actually a very quirky, super weird human being. And I started to understand how important it was for people to really see who I am and what I'm like as a person. And that comes back to, again, when it comes to your Instagram strategy, how are you showing up from a really authentic place? You know, how are you, you know, really being seen from your true self? And for a really long time, I wasn't showing up as myself because I was fearful of people judging me. And that, again, is really crucial when you start to look at your Instagram strategy and how to build momentum in your business from that perspective. You need to be seen as yourself because very soon people are going to be able to see the truth. People can feel even if you're not saying anything. Now, so we're near at the end of the episode. I know I don't want it to end either. And I love you guys so much for tuning in every week and coming to this journey with me. But the good news is it doesn't have to end here. If you've gotten value from today, I have something really special I want to share with you. Now, most people are very dedicated to learning from podcasts or books, but when it comes to taking the action required to make these ambitions come true, they retreat back to their comfort zone and listen to another podcast. But I know that there is a small group of queens listening right now that are hungry for more. You want complete freedom over how you spend your time and money, and you want to be able to do it from anywhere in the world. I understand you. I was you. And now I have complete freedom over my time, location, and money. And I did it all with my social media blueprint. And if you are part of the group that takes action towards your dream life, I have included an exclusive link for you to jump on board below at 50% off. I appreciate you queens all so much. Now let's finish this one with a bang. The last piece of value that I want to give you guys is the energy behind the algorithm, because a lot of the times people do stress about it, but the algorithm really is based on how people are interacting and utilizing the platform and how it works. So the more you can be adapting to what Instagram is bringing forward, right now it is reels and carousel posts, the more your algorithm and engagement is going to grow. Again, but also stop saying, fuck the algorithm, or, you know, stop responding to your followers not responding to you. Just keep going. Just keep doing the thing that you love. See it as something exciting. Fuck what the algorithm does. Just adapt and pivot. If something is not working, change it. You know, your Instagram also has a really powerful tool of insights. And you can also go back and do an audit and see what was really engaging and what wasn't, and see how you can tweak and make it better. I find a lot of the times people get so upset if, you know, a post didn't go so well, or they use the whole algorithm, you know, bullshit. And I understand it, but also know my followers have gone down significantly since I've changed and transitioned into a business coach. Yet my conversion has increased. Now, also know from an algorithm perspective, it's not about the likes anymore. It's about utilizing going on live. It's about shares. It's about collecting people's data, so saving it. So when you reflect on your post, ask yourself this question. Is it going to be so good someone is going to save it? Is this post so good that someone is going to share it? Is this post so good that someone is going to follow me? Is this post so good that someone is going to want to buy into my business? See it as an investment. See it as something good. And the more you get excited and be organized and plan things and test things and have an energy around it that is good and positive and exciting, then that is how you are going to be seen. And that is how, from a really simplistic way, you are going to build your business. So I challenge you. I always give my clients little homeworks, and I'm going to give you guys some as well. I want you to think of a content that's educational, that's going to put you as an authority. I want you to also show something about yourself that can be relatable to your followers and your ideal clients. And thirdly, I want you to give value from a non-selling perspective, just from a place of like, I really want to help my followers and ideal clients. This content piece is going to give that for them. I hope you guys have enjoyed this really effective yet simple strategy. Of course, there is more that I support you guys in an internal, in-depth way. I could talk about content strategy, Instagram strategy, all of that so much. But more of that is also in my mentorship and my Empire Circle. For those of you who don't know, there's so many details about this. And right now, content is such a big piece to your business, and so many people get really rattled by it. It actually gets to be easy, and my job here is to make it easy for you. So I look forward to having you guys, reach out to me, reach out to my team, DM me, whatever it is. But really, again, just start with these small pieces, start to see what works, start to see what doesn't. And I promise you the consistency and the repetition from a really authentic place and getting it done and actioning it is only going to grow your business more and build your authority figure up as the expert that you are in your field.